Are you ready? No! I said, are you ready?
Getting closer, Dave, but see what you want to do is put a little pepper on the end of it. You just want to put a little pepper on the end of it. Like, yes! It's showtime.
Such a beautiful bird, all adventure has begun. A big success away from bogey because it is not for fun. I don't care what they say. I want to tell on the show. I don't care what they say.
All right, here we are. It's March 1st, and it's Ian. Blake's over there in the corner.
Hi.
He's not going to be totally on the mic today because we got a guest. Maybe, hopefully, a future Grammy winner. Lucas Horvath joining the show. How you doing, buddy?
Doing great. How you doing, Ian?
No, not so bad. Pretty good. Reminiscing here for a while before we started the show.
I know, right?
Talking good stuff. But let's just get into it. You have a new album out.
I do.
I've listened to it. It's great. I've heard a little backstory on it.
Yep.
It's even better. Right now, just before we get into that, I just want to know your inspirations of just music in general, and when in life did you just say, hey, music is my life, and I want to pursue that?
Well, as far as that, I got a pretty long memory. Let me think about that.
It's all right. We've got time.
I think it was like 4 or 5 years old. It was around about the time my memory started coming in. And I would always be at the piano, just sliding my fingers on the keyboard. And so my mom signed me up for piano lessons in, I think this was back in 2000 or 2001. Had an old piano teacher. I wouldn't say old, but she was close to retirement age.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, what was the whole question again?
Oh, just in like when in life did you like something in your brain click like, hey, I want to pursue music as like maybe my profession, or
I think it was when I started to pick up the piano, when I started to learn more about it after a couple of years. I think doesn't Austin start their band class or band program in 5th grade?
was it Blake? Yeah.
Fourth grade is when we do the little clarinet, wasn't it? Or the recorder.
Yeah.
And then in 5th grade you get to choose
Hot cross buns, motherfuckers.
And then in 5th grade you got to choose.
That's what I thought, because when in 5th grade I had to pick up a band instrument.
Yeah, I remember that because I remember they'd come to the auditorium and you had to like try one, and I was like, I don't.
It's just so I could.
I was like, I wanna try one.
So I picked up the trumpet, which is less opinionated than the flute. It's an inside joke we had at Mayo. But no, picked up the trumpet because I had it was an old Disney movie called The Aristocats. I don't know if you remember seeing that. It was like from the 1970s. I had it on VHS.
Mr. Disney Plus.
There was a scene in that movie where there was like a bunch of tomcats all playing band instruments, and the main tomcat was blasting his trumpet, just like doing freestyle jazz on trumpet. Like, that's what I want to be in the band. So I already picked up 2.5 instruments because I'm not counting the recorder as a whole instrument.
That's definitely a whole instrument. Let's not get that fucked up.
It is not
a whole instrument.
It's a freaking toy.
Because it's the only thing I can actually make noise with.
It's a toy and a weapon.
It's a 3-in-1.
It's like a Swiss Army knife of music.
I think I just like music in general. My dad was always very supportive when it came to music. He got me exposed to a bunch of different styles very early in life, everything from especially the Beatles to more progressive stuff like Rush, and then even some more poppy stuff like the Cars.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, see, it's always been good with me. I've been more broad range with my music. Like, I'll listen to pretty much anything except for, like, I'm not a huge, like, rap fan.
Me either.
But I just like hearing different styles of music and where it comes from.
It's very hard to impress me with rap music.
Yeah,
like, you
can rhyme. That's cool.
Well, you said you're naming your song. That's cool.
Oh,
yeah.
Hashtag Jason Derulo.
No, we saw Dessa last night at the castle in Rochester. I had seen her once before down at the Riverside. If you don't know who Dessa is, she's a rapper from Minneapolis. She actually used to teach at my old alma mater, too. Institute of Production and Recording. We stayed for about half of it because we were getting tired, and we liked the first 2 acts better.
That's right.
Which, let me guess, weren't rap?
Well,
Honesty
the
is
first one was kind of a combination of like jazz and rap, like smooth jazz and rap.
Smooth jazz and rap. Huh. I wonder how's that combination?
They were a band called Topo and the Chemist, and I think they were another Minneapolis group. But yeah, they did like smooth rap, I guess you could put it.
Smooth
Such
rap.
a weird combination.
Let's get them
And then
on
the
show.
second act, Moniker, who was originally from Chicago, but they moved to Minneapolis a few years ago. They're kind of like more of a, I don't know, Hannah, how would you describe them?
I don't know music.
I'd say they're kind of, well, I think the closest thing I can compare to is Coldplay, but I don't listen to too much Coldplay, so,
I think I know.
Nickelback.
yeah. No, not
Yeah.
Nickelback.
Oh yeah, all right. Next question. No.
No, yeah, but I think when I really started to find my sound, because I had hopped around with a bunch of sounds before. I was classically trained in piano, so obviously have some, Bach and Mozart influence. But then when in middle school, I started getting more into the Beatles because I had seen a tribute band called Rubber Soul at the Paramount Theater.
I remember that.
Yeah, they were really good. So I fell in love with the Beatles, went through an entire Beatles phase in middle school, for better or for worse.
Hey, everyone. Beatles are great.
Then I started getting more into the 70s music, like Rush, and not so much Led Zeppelin. I kind of more
We
of
were
a,
just talking about that.
I'm a huge nerd, so I was more aligned with Rush. Plus, Neil Peart's probably the best drummer on earth, let's be honest.
Rest in peace, Neil Peart.
Yeah, rest in peace. Even the disco scene. I know disco's kind of a laughable genre, but some of the songwriting is just,
It's
yeah.
it's great in its own way,
Yeah.
And like speaking of that, that kind of leads into the next question. With all these musical influences, what went into making your album? Like, did you take it from like, I want to do just this style of music, or you're like, all right, I will just go song by song?
So I'm one of those kinds of people that doesn't really like to do the same thing twice, because I feel like I'm just doing the same song over and over.
And I totally agree with that. Like, I listen to some people's albums, and it's just like each song, it feels like it just rolls into the neck, and
the
it's
same
like
thing. It's the same song.
yeah. But yeah, so you go like.
Yeah, but I've had the benefit of diversity since I was a kid, so I'm pretty well aware of a lot of different kind of styles. Not so much the names of the artists of the song, but I know the vibe, or I know the style that they're shooting for. But no, I decided to do a punk rock album called Buttercup. It is now on Amazon Music, Spotify, and all over the internet, so go ahead and check it out.
Listen, it is. I'm not just saying this to be biased because he's on my show, but it is really good.
It's homemade too. I did very little professional studio work too.
Really?
A lot of that was done in the basement.
Very clean.
Yeah, very clean and polished for how amateurish I did.
Better than this goddamn podcast.
Reminds me a lot of like early Nirvana sounding.
Really?
Like an early, like just how like low budget but then high budget it is.
I
Like,
suppose.
in between, they're not.
Like pre Nevermind.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bleach. That was their first album. I was just listening to another podcast. I'm not sure if you know a guy called Mike the Music Snob on YouTube.
I do not.
He's a huge metal guy, and
I'm gonna need to know this guy.
yeah, he has his screen name or his YouTube name has become the Night, but he had this entire spiel on how he absolutely hates Nirvana. But then again, before he says it's kind of like. He said the riffs in Nirvana were kind of amateurish compared to the metal guys that he listens to. But that's his own personal taste. But it's interesting you brought up Nirvana because that's really not what I was shooting for.
I mean, it's not like it sounds like it. I mean, you have more of like a Green Day vibe.
Yeah.
I think the way that you're going for. It's just the sound as of like recording.
Oh, yeah, like production value. Yeah.
Sounds a lot like early Nirvana.
Mm-hmm.
Which isn't a bad thing because that's what made them blow up.
Yeah. But yeah, back to that original question is, what was it again?
It was just like you basically covered it already. That's what went into it. Like you went in with one mindset, like I want this kind of album, and like.
Yeah, and I think it started towards the end of 2016 when I was just getting back into Green Day, because Revolution Radio had come out that year, and I wanted to see them they were at Wrigley Field in Chicago, releasing that the following year. I didn't get to go to that one just because I had to work, but I was getting back into the pop punk sound stuff that was popular when we were kids.
Yeah. So, off your album, which was your favorite song that you wrote? Like writing it might have just been like it was our easiest to write, and like after you got it all and the album came out, what's your favorite song just off the album? Like what one got the most response, or the one you just like playing live or whatever? You know?
Well, I like all the songs I've written. It's kind of hard to pick out one that I favored writing the most, just because they're all different. I'd have to come back to that one, but the other half of the question was like favorite song on the album.
Yeah, like after it came out, like, and you finally heard the final mix of it, you're like, I like that one right there. That one, I want everyone to hear.
It's got to be a tie between All I Ask and Imaginary Friend. Just because All I Ask is like the big pop song, the big top 40 song, the Ask the Girl Out song, and then Imaginary Friend has a little bit more meaning behind it. Imaginary Friend, I actually, going back to the first part of the question, I think Imaginary Friend probably would have been my favorite to write, just because of how I worded everything in it.
Actually, you said like the meaning behind the Imaginary Friend. That leads kind of into the next thing. I picked out 3 songs, and I think I gave you these, and I'm going to go one by one, and you can tell me the meaning or the story behind it, if there was a story, but I'm going to start blending in. I listened to this song on the way in, and it kind of does remind me of, like, your words, like, fitting into a group, and, like, maybe you don't fit in, but whatever, you try to blend in, but you can't. What was this song? Was there a story behind it, or does it just come from personal experience, or?
I guess you could say personal experience. I don't really stay close to people for too long. Like, I have friends, but I'm not going to, go out of the way just to see them every single day or, like, multiple times a week. As a kid, especially a kid growing up with Asperger's syndrome, it's really hard to, like, find your niche or find your clique, per se. Find a group of friends that you actually can vibe with over a long period of time.
Yeah.
I think we were talking about this earlier before we started the show. Like, we don't really remember or stay in touch with too many people from high school anymore.
No, handful, not even.
No. Maybe two at most, but...
And it's to do the fact that, like, maybe in high school we didn't always, like, vibe, but then just after, some went off to big schools, some went no school, some went here, some thought they were going to go make it and made it there, some were in jail.
Yeah.
Mostly jail.
I wasn't going to say mostly jail.
Austin, it's mostly jail.
Fucking,
I went to Rochester, didn't have that problem.
Well,
you're welcome.
I'm kind of jealous. To be completely honest with you.
Tell me what it's like.
What's a good school actually like?
Well, not John Marshall. That's the one that everybody hates.
Fuck JM. I'm kidding. I don't know who listens to this. But yeah. Yeah, that's what it's not for everyone. The show is not for everyone.
Nope.
So yeah, blending in, that is good. So Fox News Slave is the next song. Was this political?
I love this song.
Oh, is this just a joke song?
No, it's very political.
I love the beginning of the song is just, I don't know why, the fireworks sound, it catches you, you're like, what the fuck is this? I'm going to listen to this.
That was just like a last minute thought. Like, I'm going to throw in some sound effects.
Have you heard it?
I listened to the album. I can't remember which one this actually.
So this is actually the first half of a 2-part medley called Fox News Slave and Third Wheel. Fox News Slave, I had very, very Fox News Slave parents growing up. Like, that's all they watched. My dad switched from Yahoo to Fox News on the internet, and they still do.
Into the main page.
Yeah, I would have to come home from college or just come home from school with my mom with Sean Hannity or at the time Bill O'Reilly on the air. And I'm just shaking my head and like thinking, oh, this guy's giving me cancer right now or diabetes right now, just of how inaccurate they are.
So are you telling me that just your political beliefs are just the complete opposite of your parents?
Yeah, I'd say pretty much. I don't really talk to them. I don't really talk about it because I know they're just gonna explode and cry like babies.
Snowflakes.
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 God.
Like Garth Brooks wearing a Sanders fucking jersey.
Yeah,
relax.
Yeah,
Barry Sanders.
Barry,
not Bernie.
No, I think Deion Sanders is the better
Barry
Sanders.
because he was a Detroit.
Yeah. But yeah, there was a meme. It was just a bunch of Sanders going
Sanders,
on.
yeah.
Yeah.
Your Sanders.
Some people, yeah.
Fox News was pretty fun to write. I got a laugh out of that. And then when I actually finished the CD prints for it, and they were reading the lyrics in the booklet and looking at the inappropriate illustrations of like a stick figure humping the Republican Party elephant and whatnot.
the album cover itself.
Yeah.
Who drew it?
I did.
And it just,
Yeah, I did.
Was this just like a little like one nighter? And you're just like,
Well, yeah, that wasn't the original design for the album. I originally imagined like a giant hand holding up a muffin full of marijuana buds. But then somebody in Rochester said that somebody already used that idea for a cover design.
oh,
I'm thinking to
Fuck them.
myself, bullshit.
Yeah,
You're just doing
prove
that.
it.
You're saying that because it's a good idea.
yeah, you're gonna steal
you
it.
want it.
That person's-
But actually, it came up. Just thought of a better design. I just started drawing whatever came to mind, and the way I drew everything, it was inspired by Dookie,
I was
like the
just
color
about to
pencils.
say,
And the other one was "Take Off Your Pants and Jacket," the Blink-182 album, where every little drawing or every little figure represents one of the songs on the album.
I know, because there are like times I'm have the playing on my phone and I just look and I see like something here and then I look and there's something more here. I was just like, did you have this whole idea in your head or did you draw something and you're like, well, let's go, just keep adding to it and then it just became this bong on the cover with.
Well, I usually start drawing from the center first.
Well, good. Well, what's right in the center, Lucas? Tell us what's in the center of your album cover.
Oh, I'm looking right now. Hold on a second. Let me pull this out.
It's probably going to be the thumbnail of this episode, isn't it?
Like, oh.
I don't know. It's all up to him.
I'll just post the picture of the album cover. Yeah.
You guys can find the album cover if you go buy it online or just stream it online. Preferably buy it. Support your local artists. Support local musicians.
Hashtag plug. All right. I love it.
Hashtag support musicians.
And your podcasts.
Yeah.
That support your musicians and just to trade off. What do you know? Yeah, so that song is great. Then the last one I had just a song, 2006. Significant date or just
It's probably one of the biggest years of my life, and this is where part of the album that really starts to take a darker turn. I'll get back to this, but when my dad first saw the album cover, he originally thought it was like a concept album, like it wasn't intending it to be, but I guess it can be if you interpret it that way, just because how every song tells a story, and eventually leads up to Light and Darkness, which is the closing song on the album. I don't know if you want to talk about that one too.
yeah, we can. Yeah, you touch on whatever you want to touch on.
2006 is a big year. I was 11. My parents were divorcing at that time, moving to Rochester with my brothers, which means I had to get used to a new environment because I'm leaving my Austin life far behind, for better or for worse.
Yeah.
But if you, I forgot to bring. I was gonna bring over a copy of the CD for you to have, since everyone who helps gets a free copy of it.
Because now when you go big, he's like, guess what show he was on?
Better sign it.
One of the problems with digital downloads is, what's the whole point of an album or a lyric booklet? Because there used to be a huge industry just for that.
Oh yeah, I remember getting CDs and just opening up and seeing the pictures in there.
Yeah, it was great.
So yeah, I had written the lyrics and drawn some pictures for the lyrics in a notebook. And so one of the main picture in 2006 is the Austin Water Tower. So I guess it just goes back to when I was leaving Austin.
So yeah, that's a cool story behind it. So yeah, that song. But yeah, the last song you were talking about.
Light and Darkness.
Do you want to touch on that if you want to?
I mean, if you want to, it's
Yeah,
not.
go for it. What was the story behind that?
So it was like 2 weeks before I graduated in 2013, and my Uncle Mark died of prostate cancer. So yeah, and he was really stoked on driving up here for my grad party and everything. But the idea for the song didn't really come up until around Trixie died, my old dog.
Yeah.
Which was like back in 2018. But yeah, I just thought of I got too many fast songs on this album. I need a slower one, like one to end off on a high note or a bittersweet ending.
Yeah, you see most bands, they like a lot of like fast-paced, good songs, but
Kinda
then
wish the power ballad to make a comeback.
yeah,
Stuff
but then like some bands like Kiss, all of a sudden Beth,
yeah,
slowest song, but I think it's still like I think it's their top-selling
their
song.
best song.
Their
Yeah.
best-selling song. Yeah, it's crazy how just one's like slow song is like just stands out from the rest.
That
I think
song-
it's just because those ones tell more of a story, and people can relate to it. But
But yeah, I had a lot of thought about doing a power ballad just because you don't really hear that kind of style anymore. stuff like Can't Fight This Feeling or Every Rose Has Its Thorn. If anybody who's listening has ever heard these songs before, but I think Can't Fight This Feeling is one of those meme songs. REO Speedwagon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or just think of Slipknot Snuff.
Yeah.
Like going from heavy rock to just a slow song where it's like.
You've watched the video with it. You ever thought about making a music video for one of these songs?
Oh yeah. I don't have money for a camera though. Thinking about making a lot of music.
If you do a music video for Fox News Slave, I want to be in it.
He's gonna be the broadcaster that you're.
I want to do one.
And you can like blow up my head or something.
I want to do ones for Off the Shelf and All I Ask mostly.
Yeah. You have ideas for those already? Like you just concept ideas, just kind of like.
Sort of. Probably just me playing guitar and whatever instruments in front of a camera.
Sometimes those kind of videos are the best, like just simple, like this is it. But I think if you do one, you have to do a funny one.
Yeah.
Have a good story
You
with it.
play everything, right?
Actually, I just play piano and sing.
Piano, sing.
This is before I taught myself how to play bass and guitar,
Okay.
guitar and bass guitar. So I had to hire a bunch of musicians.
So who plays those in the album?
There's a guitarist named Josh Kulak from the Ninth Planet Out. They're a metal band from Rochester.
Okay.
I actually work with them at Pure Rock Studios too. Pretty chill guy. They also have an album release party on the 20th at Pure Rock Studios.
What's the name of their album? I'll have to check them out. Do you know?
I don't
Sorry,
know.
we're
I
talking
don't know
about
the.
Lucas today.
Hey, support your local music, asshole.
I don't know what the name of their new album is. It's not their first
I
one
think
was
Hannah's on
self-titled.
it.
Hannah's on it. Yeah, girlfriend's on it right now. So yeah, he
wanna be
played.
hired?
He played the guitar. So he played the guitar parts.
You get no money.
There was
at
two.
all.
So for the songs Off the Shelf, All I Ask, and Bad Dreams, we actually did that in a professional studio up in Minneapolis, where I used to go to school. So we had Josh obviously drove up there. There's a drummer named Peter Anderson from the Okima Prophets. He was a drummer for my old college instructor, Kevin. And then Kevin did the bass on Bad Dreams, because I kind of coerced him to doing a free session like he promised. And then tried to forget about it.
Yeah.
So they did those three songs, and then I can't remember if it was Trevor or Cameron Bartlett that did drums on the other 9 songs.
Okay.
But it was one of the Bartlett. There's 2 guys named Bartlett, and they're both in the same band. I think they're brothers. They're in the band called Author. They were probably the best drummer I could find. As far as the rest of the bass parts, there was a guy, I think it was Dominic Bersano, who also was a student at Pure Rock Studios for a short time. So he also did the bass parts. So Neil, in short, I hired a bunch of random people.
Yeah, I mean,
Hey, sounds good.
It sounds fine. Yeah, I mean, you can't tell that it was just somebody hired at random. It sounds like you've been working together for a while.
Well, you'll be able to tell it's me playing all the parts on this next one just because of the talent level.
On this
these
next
instruments.
one.
Yeah.
What?
Next.
Wait, what?
Yeah, this year I think I've hammered out like 5 more ones or recorded 5 more ones, complete or incomplete.
Insert breaking news
Yeah.
sound here.
Dun, dun, dun.
However, I got an idea for
Dun,
2. I got ideas for 2 albums right now, and I'm not sure which one to go with first.
Are they, I don't know how much you want to say about it, but I don't know what direction you go. Are they going to sound kind of like going the same kind of music style?
They're gonna be slightly different. It's not going to be the same album.
Yeah, we don't. I like when artists kind of twist it a little bit. It makes it sound different because sometimes you just kind of, that's how people get burnt out on artists.
You can either be a static artist and have people leave you saying it's the same thing, or you can be an evolving artist and have the same thing happen. People leaving you because it's not the same sound.
Yeah. You either get bored with yourself or people get bored of you.
If Madonna and Lady Gaga can change outfits every 5 minutes, you can change your sound every 5 or 6 years or so.
Well, so yeah, that was like 2 questions down. Was any sneak peeks for any new music? Well, we know now. How many songs you say you got written? New ones?
4 or 5 or 4 or 5.5.
Any timetable? Would you ever think about just like putting out a single here just to kind of
had some thoughts about singles.
Reach it out.
Maybe if I'm getting desperate and just want to release something ahead of time.
Just a little teaser.
Yeah, a little teaser. Or maybe something that doesn't belong on the album I could just release as a single.
Yeah.
There you go.
Like,
All Out Life.
yeah, Slipknot just did that, and they put out a song randomly, and they didn't make the album, but it was just to say, hey, we're still here, we're still kicking.
In this day and age, it's kind of pointless to make albums just because of live streaming and the internet. There's really no point in releasing 10 songs at once when you can just release one after another.
Yeah. So that, you got your new music coming out, you got this album cycle right now. This next question is just goals for your music career. Like, I don't know, I don't want to set like a huge window for you. Let's say 5 to 10 years. I know it's probably a long window, but what do you see happening or hoping happening in that time?
Hoping to actually make a name for myself as a musician, maybe join a band, or maybe start to get associated with more important people in the industry. Because right now, Rochester, it's the third biggest city in the state, but it's got all the drama to be a small town. I can't go downtown without seeing somebody to work with. Kind of like, you know.
For how big of a city it is a small in town.
I know. It's, you know, greater Minnesota here in the Midwest. Got a lot of drama.
A lot of drugs.
A lot of drugs. Well, not as bad as Austin, but.
Ooh.
Austin's bad. Austin's
It's
bad.
bad. Austin is
The
bad.
shit part is I live in between the two worst, Albert Lee and Austin.
Yeah.
So it's even, it's meth sandwich. I swear to God, it's bad.
What kind of
I'm hoping.
Meth sandwich, you heard me.
Also hoping that people will start to recognize me more than just being a piano player too, because right now that's what people know me as.
I know Lucas, the piano player.
The guy that tickles the ivory on the piano.
The
guy that
next
plays-
Liberace.
No.
Beethoven, come on now.
Hey, well, I'm sorry. It's the first piano.
No, it's ironic because I'm a piano player, but I'm not the best fan of other piano players. I don't know if guitarists get like that with other guitarists. Maybe it's just like a competitive thing with musicians.
I heard Angus fucking hated his brother.
I want to get better as a guitar player and as a multi-instrumentalist because I feel like I could provide more for people and more for myself if I were to do that.
So, one more scripted question I just have for you. Well, it's not really a question. It's just I'm going to hand the mic to you. You got an album release party coming up on in the April 8th. What did you say?
It's April 3rd.
Third. Fuck. I'm
April 3rd.
terrible. I'm out.
You're fired.
You're fired.
All right. Blake, take
Yep. Take over.
Oh, really?
I hate this chair. Take it back.
I was going to say.
fast. Nah, see? That's what the
No,
presidential
the-
race should be like.
Friday, April 3rd, 8 p.m. We got the opening act called Jailhouse Payback. They're a band that decided to do it just because they wanted to. It's a bunch of guys from Wabasha. They're older, but hey, at least got an opener.
Yeah, you do. So, where is this going to be?
So it's Pure Rock Studios in Rochester, Minnesota. I think the address is 515 Rocky Creek Drive Northeast.
Okay.
Yeah.
No way I would have ever fucking remembered something like that.
Well, here's an easy way to remember. If you're going on Broadway and you come up to the bowling alley, Velocity, it's right across the street from it.
Oh, okay.
Perfect.
Yes.
Alright.
So, right past where we play hockey. Oh, where we
Pretty much.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
got past the rec center. It's up the hill.
Cool. So, I'm done with my music questions. You still have time just to chill and chat on here for a while?
Why not?
Shoot the shit. What's
I want
going
them out of
on?
my house. No.
Blake, polite.
Fuck these guys. No.
So, hey, just pretend we're chilling. Oh, you graduated what year?
I graduated in 2013.
2013. I'm trying to think of. Cody Percival was he in your grade?
Cody who?
Percival?
I went to Mayo.
Oh, God.
He left in 2006. He wanted to know your cousin.
I'm sorry.
I can name a lot of people from Austin that were in my grade. Mainly people I went to St. A's and Banfield with.
Banfield, that's what's up.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Fuck you.
You know, I will never get over the fact they changed their mascot to the Bobcats. I like the Beagles.
Beagles were
The
fucking-
Beagles.
When did they change it?
Yeah, I think it was right as.
Well, why did they change the Packer mascot from a wild boar to a meat packer without any muscle?
Because
Well, it used to be the meat packer with the cleaver,
Yeah.
and then they took the cleaver out, and
It
then
was
they
too
gave the
violent.
boar.
I wish
boar,
they need to bring back the wild boar. That was a badass
That was a
logo.
good one.
But did Arizona Razorbacks get anything with that? Because that's their logo. We just changed color.
Oh, did we? I have no idea.
Yeah, I don't know why they took it unless someone's like, this has nothing to do with Austin, maybe. I don't fucking know.
So I don't know. We packed that meat, dog.
Yeah.
No.
Pack that pig. I don't fucking know.
You want to talk about your meat more?
It's the only thing us is going for it. Heroin and spam. Like, fuck.
And crack.
And crack.
Well, they got that new YMCA rec center they're gonna be putting up.
God, that'll soon turn into a home of fucking crackheads.
There's a way. My dad is a member at the Y, and he's been over at the rec center already. He really wishes they would have just done it right. There's a way to get it done. They just took the cheap way out as far as.
I haven't been in there. What did he say? What's the cheap way?
There's 3 basketball courts, but they're all literally like within 2 feet of each other.
So it's like that little barrier wall that goes in between.
Yeah, exactly.
My safe space. Don't touch my safe space.
I haven't been in it yet.
Me neither.
But I won't have a membership because I don't live in Austin anymore.
Yeah.
I'm so jealous. Well, technically, I don't live in Austin either, so I guess I'm okay.
Cost of living in Rochester is getting a little bit too expensive for even me. Like, it's... they just keep jacking up the property tax, and with all the new apartments coming up, the housing market's just getting harder.
Yeah.
It's like, me and my girlfriend Emily, we're looking for places, and she's like, well, let's look at Rochester. And I'm like, the wallet says different.
Oh, hey, call Kev. He's got a house opening up.
You'd be better off just getting...
I swear to God.
You'd be better off just living in a suburb in Minneapolis, because at least there are certain parts of Rochester that are more expensive than the city's metro at this point.
And it's not Austin, it's in Mapleview, so it's north of Austin, technically.
Yeah. It's Austin's lone suburb.
So
technically,
it's a tiny house, too. It would be perfect for you guys.
Wonder how much? Kev!
Are you talking about
said
the
like
old Taylor's? The old Taylor's building that's in Mapleview?
600, something like
That ain't
that.
bad.
Give him a call.
Ring a
After
ding
this,
ding.
we'll talk about it after this.
Yeah. Ring a ding
Sorry
ding.
to interrupt.
No, you're good. You're in this show
I'll do
too.
what I want. My name's on this podcast as a guest. Fuck you!
For your birthday, I'm gonna try and print it right on the bottom there.
One time only.
Graduated from Rochester Mayo in 2013, but I would still come over to Austin on weekends and summers.
Yeah,
We used to bowl on different teams at Echo Lanes.
we did when we were. God, we were talking about that probably like 2012. You said 13,
I
probably
think
around
that's
there.
like when we were too old to do it anymore. When
Yeah,
I was too old to do it.
bowled until we got kicked out. Now I'm on the adult league, and it's still fun. Do you still bowl at all in
Not
free
really.
time?
I can still average 160 points a game.
You don't
but
just skip over to velocity for a couple seconds and whip a deal. Blake, what score did I get when we went bowling?
I don't want to fucking talk about
Okay,
it.
all right.
I think it was like a 170 or some bullshit like that, wasn't it? Or was it like a 200 something?
No,
Hannah
183.
kicked my ass in bowling when I took her.
It was,
Oh, is this a
it was
story?
bad because we played, what, 2 games?
We played
Yep.
2 games. I won the first one, and then she kicked my ass by like 10 points.
Okay, no.
That's not even kicking ass.
No. I was trying. I was actually trying. Getting like every single time was a freaking gutter ball. He was trying to throw the game.
Bullshit.
And he still did better than me.
You
Bullshit.
trying to throw the game? The real truth comes out.
Jerry.
And the test says
At least we
he
both.
threw the game.
At least we both beat Obama's high score of 38.
No, but when we played, I don't know, you weren't doing hot the first game, but then
No.
the second game, you fucking like.
Well, it's because we were
that
bowling for
switch
fun.
Clicked and you were just fucking on all ace.
We were bowling for fun, so I was just like,
Elijah
whatever.
Raymond's tearing it up.
He always
he's
tears it
doing
up.
always does.
And then he went to the bar after he was at the bar with us, not with us, but
At the
at the
That's
same
the
bar.
bowling
Twister
alley
Lounge?
before.
Huh?
The Twister Lounge?
No, he was at the bowling alley because he works there.
Yep.
And then we went to the bakery to play darts, and he was there with a couple. That was like a
It was,
Thursday
like, it was a
reunion.
fucking high school. It was Tyler.
Cole Igu.
Cole Igu, fucking Garrett Gilster, Elijah, Jen, or
Ogila.
Oh,
Gila?
yeah.
There was like 8 of them that just showed up out of the blue.
So it's like,
I'm like, oh my god. I'm like, I'm just gonna stay over here and play darts, dog. See ya.
What I do when I go to Legends. Legends is like basically, what's a good place to compare it to? The Bakery Lounge.
Oh.
Yeah, for Rochester, except it's a lot more ghetto.
But yeah, it was just funny.
Not as ghetto as Dooley's, but it's still pretty bad.
We were just playing bowling, and Elijah was there working, and then he was at the bar. He was tearing it up at the bar, too. He was just hanging on us for a while.
Yeah, he had definitely been drinking.
And he's like, dude, just listen to me when I'm telling you. I was friends with everyone, okay? Oh, you're trying to shoot darts? Sorry.
Everyone.
And you shoot your darts,
then
and
you
then,
go
all right, come back. Then he just wandered off, and I don't know where he went.
Are you sure he was not sober when he said all that?
No, he was gone.
No,
His eyes were dilated.
No, because then I saw him the next Monday, and he didn't repeat any of what he said. So, no.
He didn't come up to me like, dude, I was friends
Drunk
with
people are fun.
everybody.
Drunk people are fun sometimes.
Sometimes.
The only way I can be at a bar is if I'm drunk, because then that's the only way I can deal with the drunk people.
Oh, gosh.
Hate bars. Bars are the worst.
Well, yeah, they are. It depends on what
Once you get to be, they're fun when you first can drink, like when
Yeah.
you're 21. And
Yeah.
then once you get to be like 24, 25, it's like, oh, fuck this. I'm too
Even
old
when I
for
was
this.
21, I hated it.
Yeah.
I mean, not that I'm any older than 21. I'm 20 but I mean, it's like,
I kept getting dragged down to the bars because one of my high school friends, Chastity, wanted me to chaperone.
oh,
Because she
GG.
was more of an she was a bigger drinker than I was.
Almost said alcoholic.
I mean, yeah. It's okay.
What are you talking about, alcoholic?
Yeah, you
What do
got
you wanna talk
three
about?
fucking bottles in your.
What are you talking about? There's
And he's
fucking
pulling out
nothing
3
in here.
different vodkas and.
If Zach Huntley is listening to this, I'm pretty sure I'm not going to mention names.
Zach Huntley, you
He
slime
could probably tell us who the real alcoholic was.
Zach Huntley, the Florida Gator junkie.
Yeah, and you're the
Oh, it's just. Yep, I know exactly.
Mr.
Yeah.
Zach.
Yeah.
Good for him. I'm keeping this one out. But,
he just
That what
pulled
you're
out
bringing out
some
your
was it
Coca-Cola
Jack
glass
Daniels
for
or Jim
earlier?
Beam?
yeah, I was gonna pour a drink.
He just pulled out some Jim Beam.
Jim Beam apple.
Let's be honest here. Let's get in the red solo cups.
I'm
Let's
No.
fill them up.
except for you.
Let's
But-
have a party.
There's some weeks where I just really feel like I actually do need to go down to the bar.
So
It's nice every once in a while. Like, I'll be honest.
Well, when you work 2 full-time jobs, when you're around kids during the day and around old people at night.
you're like,
You
"It's
can see you
enough."
go around people your own age every once in a
Or
while.
like me.
No, that's the thing. I hate people my own age because I always compare myself because we're both gonna be 25 this year. What have we done since high school? Or, I feel like I need
shit.
to
We've
compare
both done
myself to.
absolutely nothing. You have thousands of dollars in debt.
I got
I have-
thousands of dollars in debt,
I
I'm
have,
working myself to death. Both the same.
and I talk about it every Sunday.
and I claim to offer somebody $10,000 for saying nice things and never do. Mason Wallersheim.
Mason, isn't he the one that went into the army?
Oh,
Yeah, no, he went to the Marines. He's not an army guy. He's a Marine guy.
Dude, he used to be. I remember him back in high school. He used to be the skinniest motherfucker.
I know,
See,
He
right?
used to be
Who?
somebody.
Who are we talking about?
All-
I didn't hear the
all-
name.
Pull it up.
Okay. Do you have? Yeah, if you could pull it up and find up some old pictures of him. He used to be scrawnier than me. Look at me. Like, he used to be tinier than me.
And then
he's shorter than
swelled
me.
up for the Marines.
And now he's like John Cena buff.
He's like mother.
John Cena.
Facebook page, just something odd.
Ulrich Arteu is his.
Yeah.
I think that's
Ulrich.
his. I think that's his
Yep, found it.
military.
Jeremy
name.
Ulrich.
Like
That last name sounds familiar.
Arteo. Yeah, but what he and like he's fucking jacked now, dude.
Oh my
He used to be skinnier than
god.
me, and he's fucking ripped. There's some older pictures where
He looks like a
was
watered down version of the lead singer of Rammstein.
he does. Like, hold on, there's
At least in that picture with the slick back hair.
like these ones right here. Like, look at that. He's just trying to show it off.
Dude, like,
Shirtless with the fucking
brother's-
wireless headphones.
Mac-
and just fucking,
like
My
I'm
brother Matt
not.
is more buff than him.
and then the next one,
What is that? Fucking,
fucking
I am a
bad.
real American.
and he just got married. He just like rented out an entire castle. He's like,
Of course he
I'm-
did.
He's like, I'm glad my bride got that princess fucking wedding. Of course, I'm at home.
I don't like drinking.
Maybe I'll have one shot.
No!
You can have one.
One is not gonna
What
hurt.
ain't gonna kill him?
It might.
Watch him drop dead now. It's not gonna kill him, trust it.
Justin! Damn it, we jinxed it! Fuck!
This show is forever canceled.
No, it's just forever in memory.
No, but seriously, back in like I don't know, like 2014, 15, like 4 or 5 years ago, he was He had this like Facebook live video or live stream. He was claiming to be a successful bouncer in Vegas, and he wrote a check for $10,000 to the person who could say the nicest thing, because he does. And he never actually gave out the check. He voided it right away.
No, yeah, like he was always doing some weird shit right after he got out of the Navy. Like he was doing some weird shit.
Can't believe I used to be friends with that guy.
I was never really friends with him, but I just remember him.
I thought it was just the Packers was a reason to hate him because he's a huge Packer fan, but no.
I need to open up my. This is gonna be fucking stronger than shit.
Wow, I can smell that from.
I know.
We are doing.
It's 230 proof, dog.
We are doing a shot of crisp and refresh. I'm doing a plug
What's
so I can
the
get sponsored.
ABV percentage on that?
A lot.
ABV%, 35%,
Oh, geez.
70.
He has to drive me home.
You wanna pour some out and water it down?
Well, can I drink it when I get home?
You just see, I got a lid.
We'll
It's
put
a
it in
go
a
cup.
sippy cup for you. It's a go cup.
We think this is Applebee's.
Here, I'll
Why not?
empty out a glass or a bottle of water. We can pour it in that. You can put a cap on it for later.
Oh no, it's spilled.
You son! It's
on my-
your fucking desk.
It is on my desk. Fuck IKEA.
IKEA.
All right.
Oh yeah, seriously.
No,
fuck
no
IKEA.
freaking salute.
Sorry, you guys are fucking.
You got this from IKEA?
Yeah, he's at. Well, we can get into that story
I
later.
got a couch from IKEA.
Fuck!
We laugh.
Just take. All right, Lucas, you doing it?
Can you play some Cardi B first so I have a reason to drink?
Blake, start twerking.
That's about all I can do.
Bottoms
You
up.
cock fuck!
That's my desk.
I don't give a shit. You're making a mess.
All
right, there we go.
Home if I do this.
You're making me feel bad.
Oh, you'll be.
Oh, Hannah's giving
I will do
the
it for you.
split it.
I will do it for
There you go. Do half and half. That'll be fine.
Half and half?
Half and half.
Do a half and half?
Do a half and
Do
half.
half and half.
Do a half and half.
All right, where's it? We need another shot. We need another shot cup then.
Only if I had
Oh, if
to.
only you had 15 more.
What? You know, sometimes I need to forget beer pong. How about battle shots? Let's do that.
Battle shots.
All right, there we go.
Ready? Chug, 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 chug,
Here's to
chug,
life.
chug, chug. Gotta do the double tap.
That
Double
is-
tap. Fucking hate that
I'm
shit.
gonna have to down more water.
This one's a fireball.
There's 36 bottles of water over there. if you
Hannah?
need more.
No, I can get it.
Do you want some? I have turkey beef sticks.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I forgot about the turkey beef sticks.
Turkey beef sticks.
Turkey beef. How long into this fucking episode are we?
We're only 40 minutes
40
in.
minutes and we're just now talking about the turkey beef
Wanna
sticks?
try it?
Fuck!
I'm
Bring 'em
good. I'm not a turkey fan, but
I haven't had meat
You're
for a
not.
half until like last month.
You haven't. What?
you're a
I was
vegetarian
for about a year and a half.
Okay.
vegetarian or did you go complete
I'm glad you came
vegan?
back to the right side.
Go back to the light side?
The
Yeah.
cheap side, you mean?
I'm glad you came back to the good side.
Help save the planet and eat a vegan.
You're eating my food, and that's what's pissing me off. All right.
Oxymorons are so fun, like virtual reality, old news, tolerant vegans. What's another one?
You're just ready to piss everyone off.
I know, right?
Hey, it's 2020. We can trigger whoever the fuck we want.
We can.
We're not on.
Everything's fake news.
We're not on a college campus anymore. No one's going around saying you can't say that shit.
Let's just say you guys don't have a safe space anymore on this podcast, because I don't give a fuck.
I'm looking.
Looking at what?
Show me on the stall where the internet hurt you.
That's what well, this week.
Right here! Just all of it!
We probably won't be doing weird news of the week this week.
Probably not.
But I was just looking if there was anything interesting.
I can't do my birthdays of the week.
What's the weird news of the week?
Every episode we do I look up some weird news stories and we just do weird news of the
Mostly
week.
it's just shower thoughts.
Yeah, because they put out shower thoughts of the week and some of them get pretty deep. Yeah. You want to go through some?
I don't feel good.
Oh no.
I don't drink.
Why not? Let's do some shower thoughts.
You okay?
Take some water.
Yeah, take
some
a water.
Actually,
You
do
can
need
have
to
a.
drink water.
There's 25 fucking bottles of water
You know-
around the corner from me.
You know, if the first one, just water it down with another one.
Just have another one. Yeah.
Here, this is water, technically.
No, but seriously, can I get another bottle of water, please?
I might have just fucked them up.
Yep. Great. Now I got 2 guests staying in my house tonight. Neither one of them can leave.
Oh,
It's a pull-out couch. You guys are fine.
I gotta work tomorrow.
yeah, it'll be alright.
Freaking 7:45.
I gotta work at
I also
4
gotta
p.m.
I also gotta drop my car off at Wangan because you gotta replace a wheel bearing. Plus, he's gonna take a look at the underside of the car.
Mother.
Apparently, I hit a curb or something.
No,
You apparently
what
hit a curb?
did is we were in the parking garage and those yellow bumper barrier things.
Speed
Well, I'm not
bumps?
parked in front of one of those. No, like, you know when you're at Shopko when they have those barriers?
Yeah. Yeah.
He fucking drove over it thinking there wasn't one in front of him.
So now apparently the radiator support mount is pushed into the car, and I need to go to a full body shop in order to fix that, which is going to cost me an arm and a leg.
Yeah, because then they gotta rebend. Yeah, that's a bitch.
And it's a Prius, so it makes it even harder.
See, that's your issue. You're trying to save the world.
Don't be kind to the world.
See, hippies won't get you anywhere, alright? Fuck.
Hippies, hipsters, it's the same goddamn thing.
At this point, yeah. I mean, it's just 30-year difference. Or, no, technically, like, 50-year difference. Then it's the 70s. For me, 70s was still 30 years ago.
I know.
Even though I was 4 when fucking 2000 came out.
It's like I was.
Came out.
Well, when 2000 was around, I was only 4.
I love us like 96, 97, 98 babies. We're
Yeah.
like, fuck, we were in the
We're all gonna be
90s.
30.
Fuck,
We're all gonna be
whatever.
30 by the end of this decade.
Remind me.
God.
Oh God, here it comes.
30 in fucking 7 years, yeah.
2025. That's right.
2026.
He's gonna be 30 before me, so I don't feel as bad.
I'm 2 years older than hers.
Yep, 2026, I'll be 30.
Oh God.
Celebrate.
Celebrate good times. Come out! No.
All right, but yeah, let's have some special guests with the shower thoughts this week.
Alright.
All right.
See what they think of it. Let's see if they enjoy it as much as I do. Because most of the time I go, yeah, I guess.
Well, you don't tell me to stop.
Well, because you're going to keep going. Let's go.
All right.
Start it up.
These are Reddit shower thoughts this week.
Oh, I love Reddit.
I like the Green Day one a lot better.
Oh, yeah.
Technically, your alarm tone is your theme song, and it starts every episode. It does. Every
That's a
day's
pretty
an
good
episode.
one.
Every
I
day's an
like that
episode.
one.
Every C in the phrase Pacific Ocean sounds differently.
Oh,
Pacific
that's
Oh,
a shower thought. You just came up with that.
Oh, fuck it.
Yeah. They all sound different.
Pacific Ocean. Fuck, it does. He's right.
Shower thought right there. We
Boom.
need to put that in Reddit right now. Type it in.
I'm pretty sure it was already on Reddit.
Oh, you
He was
already
reading.
looked
He
at
was
it.
reading ahead.
Yeah.
He's addicted to Reddit. Okay.
I joked about going on vacation to Reddit.
To the Reddit headquarters.
Instead of going to a destination, let's just go to certain websites for vacation.
There you go.
In 2 months, I'll be vacationing in 4chan.
On the real dark web.
The sphincter of the internet.
What you mean? The Pockner of the internet.
Dramatic walk away! Dramatic walk away!
I was gonna drop my mic, but it's too expensive. All right, I feel good after that one. Thank you, Jim Beam. That burn's sponsored by Jim Beam.
Apple!
All right, Darth Vader's so famous, people recognize him by his breathing.
Yeah.
Kuka.
Kuka? What the fuck was that?
I want to go to art. What is it? Art
That was the worst fucking Darth Vader sound effect I've ever heard of on a
I'm
Kuka!
gonna edit it in as the real one.
Kuka! No, you're keeping the Kuka in there!
It was a Kuka, not a Puka.
You're keeping the Kuka in there, I don't give a fuck! You're not beeping that out like you did with the Abby the other day.
Oh yeah, well, I cut it out, and it's the worst cut ever.
Oh my god.
Some children don't get to eat at school, but a prisoner gets to eat 3 meals a day.
Yeah, that is ridiculous.
Sometimes I think the words school and prison are interchangeable.
You guys are both looking up shower thoughts. It's like a shower thought off right here. Oh god, I'm out!
goes into the shower to have his own thought.
I actually saw on Twitter something like this. Like, why is it the kids are forced to pay for meals at a place they're required by law to be at?
And it's stupid. It's like that. And then there was a post like, well, like not childhood obesity and stuff, but it was like a large fry, $1.99, a cup of fresh fruit, like $5.99. This is not helping the world at all. But yeah, like you go to fucking. Some people go to jail on purpose to get a place to lay, get a meal, and some kids are just forced to like get whatever scraps. It is ridiculous. What other ones we got? I'm trying to look here.
Vampires always have great hair, even though they can't see themselves in a mirror.
Edward Cullen. Twilight.
Fuck Twilight.
No, we're starting something different.
There's actually a guy I used to work with that looks exactly like Taylor Lautner.
Really?
Like, yeah. Zach Peterson, if you're watching this, you're basically Taylor Lautner's doppelganger.
Oh.
I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing.
I don't know. I mean, from what I remember, all the girls fucking liked him.
Yeah.
Back in
I
when the
remember those
movies
days.
came out.
Those days.
Middle school, yeah.
Team Edward.
Are you Team Jacob or Team fucking Edward? I'm like, I don't give a fuck.
I'm team fuck off. That's what I
I'm
am.
Team fucking Star Wars. How's that sound, bitch?
What's another thought?
Oh, no one got taught the game where you make races of raindrops running down the car windows, but we all played it anyway.
Yes. Yep.
Does anyone remember from elementary school the game called The Game, where you lose if you think about the game?
Yes! Yes!
All just
Yep.
lost.
You know what's fucked? Is every once in a while, I'll get a fucking notification on Facebook going, you just lost the game. Fuck!
What? Someone needs to explain it. I
So
don't.
the game is, you can't think of the game. That's literally it.
That's lost.
The longest you think of it, like,
How do you know? How do you know? when
because
you're
the
done
second
with
you think of it, you lose.
it? So it's a personal game. You can just fucking lie your way through it.
You could, technically.
But you won't.
But you're gonna be so upset with yourself that you fucking remembered about the game,
Well,
that you're gonna be like, fuck, I just remember the game.
Well, I'm 0-1, so.
And I just went like fucking 2 years without
I
knowing
will
about the
go years
game.
without it, and then I'll be like, God.
Well, how about the? I got two
The
shower
fucking
thoughts here.
game!
All right, Lucas, shoot.
One of them's appropriate, the other one is not.
We're saying them both, so let's go.
The only problem, and this is actually a quote that I made up in high school. The only problem that you can run away from is being out of shape. Think about that one for a second. Running away from a problem that is being overweight.
I'm sorry, nobody runs in my family.
We're not ready either.
But think, but no, we're all skinny as fuck, so it doesn't really matter.
Well, how about a funnier one?
Yeah, go.
Every dick has been a woman at least once.
Yes.
Pregnant women,
Yeah.
they give birth to guys.
And
If you think about it, every hand you shake has had a dick in it.
Even a child?
a child.
What's worse than a rapist?
A child. No. No.
But if you think about it, every adult hand that you shake has had a dick in it. 90%. I mean, you have the lesbians that don't.
I mean, unless it's a fake one.
Yeah, do
Do you count those?
you count pegging?
Do you count dildos?
No.
Yeah, no.
Has to be a real dick.
Yeah.
So then about 90%.
Has to be a
Well,
real.
then.
Has to be a real dick like Pockner.
That's an E slap right there! Round 2, let's go!
I'm gonna find my round 3 coming up real quick.
I sure
We
hope
better-
it doesn't hunt me down
We
because
better tag him in this shit, I swear to God.
No.
No.
And
In this
you'll be
week,
like,
we
what
talk
the
about
fuck?
the guy.
The guy.
The dude. He just wants his rug back.
Don't compare him to the dude. He's nowhere near the dude.
He's not the Lebowski.
if you ever pay for a dating app and you end up having sex at some point from it, it's technically secondhand prostitution.
Yeah.
Tinder.
I mean, you
Who
can,
pays for Tinder?
you can pay for
Some
it.
people do so they can see who likes
some
you
get
and
like
shit.
Tinder Premium where they pay to get more likes or
Yeah.
Or you can choose where you are looking at people, because that's the difference between premium and
Yeah.
not. Because if you don't do premium, you can only see people from like 100 miles around. But if you pay for it, you could be like, let's go see Dubai or let's go see England.
Yeah, I want to go
So is
to
this talking
Dubai.
from experience?
No, it's
Yeah.
it's from Reddit because I've seen shit on like fucking Reddit Tinder profiles, like funny
Yeah.
things that are on there.
I
It's
got.
funny. There's a YouTube channel that you can look up that has a bunch of funny.
So this is a pickle Rick. Pickle Rick. Morty. Just roll me over. Roll me over so we can make eye contact. In the Rick and Morty episode where Rick turns himself into a pickle, he transforms into a literal pickle in order to get himself out of a metaphorical pickle.
Yeah, because what was he trying to do?
He didn't want to go to family therapy.
So he turned.
Rick, did you just do this to get out of family therapy? No. Just Morty, roll me over. I know, I've stirred him wrong before. Just look me in the eyes so we make an eye
You
contact.
guys are gonna murder me for this. I've only seen one episode of Rick and Morty in full.
I'll give you the first 3 seasons.
The only episode
I
I've
haven't
seen
seen season
full
4
was it was actually at Schlichter's house. We were talking about him before the show. It was when Rick tried to make a morally neutral guy and came up with Aberdolf Linkler.
The only episode I saw was Get Swifty.
Get
The
Swifty!
one where he has the planets going up against each other.
Professor Poopy Butthole.
That's not even a good one. I think the best one is either Pickle Rick,
Pickle Rick.
or the what's the one where they make the clones that do the things?
Probably the one where they make the clones do the things.
What the fuck were the
Really?
names though? I'm
Oh,
They
God!
always say the
Mr.
name.
Meeseeks!
Mr. Meeseeks, look at me!
Yeah, help me get my golf swing straight. Can you help? And he's got like a million of them.
We just need the lowers golf swings, everybody! Like that's just fucking. There's like a million of them at the end of them, all trying to get fucking the dad's golf swing down one score.
I just saw. Here's another one. Where is it? In 1,000 years, someone will find an iPad encased in rock, and it will then be an ancient stone tablet.
Ooh. It's more of like a pun than a shower thought.
Yeah,
Okay,
but
that's pretty
hey,
I'm
some
full of puns, right, Hannah?
good. You got a couple good ones off the top of your head right now? Let's spit them out.
The one he
Spittin'.
used the most when we first started dating was, I just love to Perez your buttons.
Her last name is Perez.
Once I try my new glasses, you know how pharmacy?
Jesus Christ.
Oh, today on the way here, I gotta fill up. Guess we're gonna make it a quick trip.
Fucking hell.
Man, she's really hot. But I saw her with like 5 guys.
What is
Okay,
this?
I approve of the puns.
I love how we promoted this episode on Facebook, talking about the music.
Hey, that's what the first 45 minutes.
And then
was.
people, yeah, it is.
People that are sticking after that are just here for the hangout.
Yeah, they're
Usually I'm not this uncensored, but since people can't see my face, I guess I feel more.
You want me to just
No, it's
turn
all
your
good.
voice
you get,
weird?
You get a lot more freedom on the radio.
We're gonna turn
sometimes.
your voice like we did for the MCPC guy. We're
Yeah,
gonna
that
make it all
interview.
distorted.
Yeah, but how many Lucas Horvaths do you know in this area?
Honestly, your family's only work out.
And I kind of put your picture in.
And it's already
Oh,
on.
sorry.
Yeah.
So you're fucked.
Yeah,
Is
pretty
what I'm
much.
saying.
I'll put it in the description. Like, if you're here for the music talk,
First 45 minutes. After
No.
that, we're just bullshitting.
no, that was probably the first like half hour.
No, we were 40 minutes and
No.
it was like almost done. I'm almost
Well, when she started talking about turkey beef sticks, there's
Yeah,
41
that was
minutes.
40 minutes, yeah. that
There's
was
41 minutes. so
Next shower thought.
So if you hear turkey beef sticks, you might want to turn back now if you're not. But since animals and plants are mostly made of water, the evolution of all life is really the story of planets developing oceans and then eventually watching those oceans get up and start walking around.
I guess.
I don't understand that at all. And it could just be the Jim Beam.
You literally had like half a fucking shot.
Well, to be honest,
Don't drink!
it's honest, if she doesn't drink,
I'm feeling pretty good right now. No.
Oh,
I
we're-
don't drink, it's just beer. I don't
But
drink.
then again, I have had 4 beers already.
I think
so...
I got a
Zillion
little bit of
beers.
heartburn, but that's about it.
well, that's just normal.
No, but your body is 70% water, right?
Legos live in houses made out of their own
okay.
flesh.
Legos.
Legos live in houses made of their own flesh.
That's fucking sadistic.
I don't like that. Okay, go back to explaining.
So we're going back to explaining the whole
You want me to
water.
read it one more time?
If you want to read it one more time, yes.
Okay. Since animals and plants are mostly made of water, the evolution of all life is really the story of planets developing oceans and then eventually watching those oceans get up and start walking around.
Mm-hmm, pretty much.
Oh,
The
okay.
Tiktaalik.
That's really creepy to think about.
A lot of these shower thoughts are really creepy to think about.
Like, who the fuck is
Honestly-
sitting in the shower?
He started talking about ocean or planets forming oceans and everything. I instantly thought of Doctor Who and just don't drink the water on Mars.
Don't drink the water on Mars! I swear to God, it's fucking poison.
Don't drink the Jim Beam.
Don't drink
It's Jim Beam.
the apple shit, it burns going down.
The water on Mars is really just Jim Beam.
I'm not a big hard liquor dude. I'm not a
No, that's why I was
big hard
surprised
liquor.
you were like, hell yeah.
No, you guys, well, you're already bringing out cups. I'm like, I gotta. If I
I ain't
turn it down, you're gonna be the only one drinking because I didn't think he was gonna do it.
Four
I almost
for me.
knew she wasn't gonna do it.
I was gonna say I'm a bit of a lightweight when it comes to even just beer.
I can tell you're already slurring your words a little bit there, bud.
That usually takes me this long.
Don't worry, you're
Need
alright.
some more water, but no, I'm kidding.
Water!
You need another turkey beef stick?
Yes, please.
Yeah, fill them up.
Sounds so wrong on so many levels.
It's only wrong if your mind's on the wrong.
You want my turkey
Hey,
beef?
turkey beef sticks are delicious.
Much like having sex on an elevator, it's wrong on so many levels.
Oh!
Oh, fun, let's go. That was the most disappointed turkey handoff stick I've ever seen in my
Turkey handoff stick.
They're good though. They're only like 45 calories.
You know, if a parachute breaks, you have the rest of your life to fix it.
Oh, that's terrifying.
Your next
That
song
is-
on you.
Oh god, we're and HuffPost automatically refreshes. Fucking hell, Lucas, take over.
Take the next one, whatever you got next.
If popcorn made fart noises when it popped, it would be hilarious.
It would.
Can you imagine
No.
what a movie theater would sound like?
That was just the lobby, of course. But then it would literally be like every episode of Letterkenny, just sitting there fucking waiting for a movie.
Oh, hi now.
No, not like just the Shoresy parts. Where it's like
Fuck
him
you,
just literally
Shoresy.
fucking farting the entire time. I can't stand those parts.
Well, those I don't know if you guys
They
have seen
go way
Letterkenny,
too long.
but like so Letterkenny, there's just parts in the thing where like they're dialogue between characters, but some of the characters are like in the bathroom stall shitting, and it fucking draws on for like at least 8 minutes, and it's just a repeat.
And it's just like one of those things, like, okay, after the first
Like-
45
like, it's-
seconds,
it's
it was
funny.
funny, but now you're on minute 4.5, and now I'm just fast forwarding.
Yeah. We are surrounded by.
But I love Letterkenny. Let's get that, let's get that
good.
straight.
No, I
right
do
now.
love better.
Just a little, just a pepper on the end. Just a
Just a
little
little
pepper on it.
Yes, yes.
Oh fuck! We are surrounded by ancient giants, but nobody cares because they are trees.
Yeah.
We are surrounded. Ancient giants.
Fuck you, tree. You can suck my dick. Oh, wait, no, that's thunder. Fuck.
Parkour is the adult version of the floor is lava.
Just on 30-story skyscrapers, yeah.
Oh god, videos of people parkouring and missing and just,
Dude, the
There-
fail videos of those.
There are nude pictures of everyone. You just need to type in the right amount of ones and zeros. I guess that's like a computer hacker one. Like, because computers read binary, I guess. I don't know.
I was gonna say like
It's
I
only
know,
got
like,
34 upvotes on
Okay,
it.
let's be real though. What parent didn't have?
A naked
Baby
picture,
pictures.
yeah, exactly.
Oh, yeah.
That's what
Suppose.
they're talking about. Or a picture on the computer that they've saved at some point,
Or
yeah.
if you know someone hacked your webcam.
I was gonna say if they
Hack my webcam, I don't give a fuck.
What was this? Hack my webcam. If you
I'm
could,
always wearing pants, dog.
you couldn't see it, but he was just spread eagle.
Spread.
Chief spread eagle over here.
Chief spread eagle, what the fuck?
Hey, next hour thought.
Hey, if we could not get fucking just annihilated for being mean to the Indians, that would be
We
great.
love the Indians.
Native Americans, I mean.
We
sorry.
love Native Americans. We hate Jacob Hockner.
Is he Native American?
Fucking no. He's Jewish, probably.
Hockner, yeah, that sounds Jewish.
He's got a smaller nose than me. He can't be Jewish.
All of it shrunk and put into his head.
That makes sense.
Fat ass head. Yeah.
Fuck, how much
Yeah.
ego can you carry in that
He has the
thing?
biggest fucking head.
I didn't realize it until like senior year, but yeah.
Every
You got a
head
picture
he
of him
wore
I can
was
see?
fucking
I
ginormous.
haven't seen him in
I
forever.
think he bragged.
Someone got a picture of him.
Custom fit.
Picture of Jake.
I'm not friends with him.
I'm not friends with him
I
either,
have
but I got
a
my-
request from him that I could show you a picture of him.
I got freaking Twitter messages from him
He's been
from like,
engaged like 4 times, right?
Yeah.
has he?
Yes,
So, like,
yes. I guarantee
4
it.
different women?
Oh, his profile picture's a truck, obviously.
Oh,
Big head McGee.
fucking Jesus.
Oh my God, dude,
He looks like
he's lost weight.
he's a real life
She
bobblehead.
doesn't, okay?
He lost weight, but he still has a ginormous fucking head.
Yeah, like, dude, if you like,
And not the lower head, like the one that holds the actual brain head.
fucking what brain?
What brain?
That was perfect! High fives to both of you. Who owes you a soda?
Oh, yeah, coat. Yeah.
That was fucking
that one-
amazing.
Like, dude, if he, I know he won't hear this, but like, dude, you dug yourself this grave.
Here's the reason I can say this. Senior year, I was Miss Hagen's student aide, so
Miss
I graded all their
Hagen.
tests.
I love Mrs. Hagen.
Yeah.
I graded all of the tests in those classes.
kind
And you
No.
couldn't give me one passing fucking grade?
I was getting a grade for it too. Okay?
I didn't know
Fuck!
too many teachers on Austin, but why did Mariska have to go?
Mariska. No, my favorite was, and I've said this before, is Hagen.
Oh,
Yeah, Hagen and
It was so funny having her walk into class and be like, "Shut up, you hooligans."
oh, and her story times every morning.
Oh my-
Yeah,
they would
that
take
would
up
take-
half the class. And then she'd be like, "Well, there went half the fucking class. Everybody just do homework." And then she'd go sit down on the fucking computer for the rest of the day.
She's awesome.
I remember
love
one
it.
time she was telling a story about how she forgot to pay for gas at the pump, and she brought in pictures like a goddamn court case.
And the dude just let her go. She's like, "My husband will be here in 40 minutes to pay," and just left. And they're like, "Okay, bye, Hagen." Like, because she was there every day. So they're
Yeah, I
like, "Okay,
know.
we'll be here in a bit. Bye."
And then like, yeah, they have her on camera, so it's not like you can get
Yeah.
away with it.
And she was literally there every day. I think it was the Loves. To be,
Oh, Loves?
She lived south of Albert Lee.
I can't remember. Yeah, I can't remember what.
She lived at the 5 mile mark of Albert Lee, in between Albert Lee and Iowa.
Oh, okay.
So she had like an hour and a half, or like.
Is there
an
even
hour and a
anything to
half
do
round
in
trip.
Albert Lee anymore?
What? Anything?
Used to-
you know
I got
What?
Taco Bell.
about? Oh,
I used to go to the
Fuck
I used to go to
Taco
the
Bell,
Albert
that
Lee
shit gives you
pool all the
runs.
time just because it was more
People
kid friendly.
like Taco
Yeah.
Bell snack? I'm fine.
I'm fine.
this
No,
Taco
I-
Bell run sponsored by Jim Beam.
The only.
I forget where it was, but there's an article online that was ranking the 10 worst places to live in Minnesota. And
Albert Lee was what?
Number 10.
Top 3.
Was it?
I don't
No, it was
fucking
not.
know,
It
but
was
I
number
can believe
10.
it.
I think the two
wonder what
two
number one
worst
was.
were North Minneapolis and Brooklyn Center.
Which
think-
are both cities.
And then I think Hibbing, Bemidji, and Alexandria were also on
Yeah.
that list.
No, but the only thing really going on in Albert Lee is the
drugs.
movie theater and drugs. Yeah.
Austin.
I mean, they have the lake, so they have like fishing in the summer. But other than that, there's not.
Don't
really
you
much.
die if you swim in the lakes?
No,
Aren't they
that's
tough?
east. You're thinking of Eastside Lake out of Austin.
Yeah.
That's
Yes.
the three-eyed fish, fucking Simpsons
Mill
shit.
Pond-
that-
Mill
you
Pond,
know,
yeah.
Simpsons movie type shit. You're thinking of.
Oh.
But yeah, like the movie theater in Albert
Albert
Lee
Lee was
just got
nut-
redone. That was so nice.
We went there for Star Wars, and it, like seriously, the front desk in the soda area was like you're in a fucking storage
Do they
closet.
still have
Yes.
them all?
Yeah, there's still
Yeah,
yeah.
Okay.
But then you're like walking down a hallway. It honestly looked like a hotel hallway.
Yeah.
And then you walk into the movie theater, and fucking nice reclining seats.
Red leather seats that you could recline, and it was
Rochester-
all dude. It's the
Rochester's,
first time I've ever been in
Rochester's
one of
had
those.
that
It
for a
was
few
amazing.
years.
They have, and it's really nice.
Austin needs to upgrade their
I
theater.
mean, I think our movies when we went to Star Wars was like what, only $10?
For both of us to go to the movies and get snacks that we share, it's like $45 in
Jesus.
Rochester.
Spend the extra money, go to Albert Lee. It's cheaper, and the seats are the exact same.
I'm not driving an hour just to go see a movie.
Listen, if it's a movie you fucking care about,
Listen, Linda.
you get the
Linda, listen.
honey. Listen,
I'm not much of a
Linda.
I'm not much of a movie person to begin with.
Oh my god, says the man that's been trying to make me watch Joker for the past 2.5
Hey, I have it right here. We can all watch it.
Watch
Yeah, that's
We're
one of-
cutting the
that's one of the
podcast
few
a little
movies-
short. We're gonna go watch the Joker.
That's one of the few movies I actually want to see.
It's a
You
good
haven't
movie.
seen it yet?
No.
It's really
It's
good.
so good. Have you seen it?
Yes, and
Excuse me, I just watched the entirety of Full Metal Alchemist and Yu Yu Hakusho, and you're gonna tell me that it's too dark.
have you seen it?
Have you seen Full Metal Alchemist?
I watched the episodes you showed me.
Have you watched the entire series of it?
Have you guys watched Prodigal Son?
I don't even know what that is.
Have
See,
you
I'm just
watched?
throwing in names.
Have you listened to the Incoming podcast?
Yeah.
Cool.
Fuck.
Cool.
Of course, every episode.
I pulled up the list of the top 10 worst cities in Minnesota. Albert Lee's number 10.
Yeah. Austin's probably number 8.
It's not on that
No,
list.
it's not.
Really?
Nope.
St. Cloud number 9.
Really?
That's a party town, so I can see it.
Yeah.
Spring Lake Park number 8. I don't know where
That's
that
probably
is.
in the cities. Sounds
Somewhere
like
in the city suburb.
Flat Out Minneapolis number
Yeah.
7.
that's surprising because Minneapolis has more to offer than anywhere in the state.
It is pretty. I do
I
like the culture.
I like
down there.
Minneapolis.
Yeah, I like the culture down there. Columbia
I just
Heights.
don't like the. I just don't like the Mall of America.
See, that's one reason I go to the cities. He goes to actually show me all these things. He's
Well, technically, Mall of America is in Bloomington. So.
Yeah. Okay.
IKEA is the only reason.
No.
Oh wait, what's
No.
the story with IKEA?
We'll finish this list
Oh,
and then
we'll talk about it.
Uh,
Fuck IKEA.
well, if you listen to the show, you'd already know the story.
Yeah, miss, you listen to all of them.
When did I say that?
I don't know. You told me you listened to them. So
Well,
Listen
he,
to
when
a
he,
couple.
yeah, when he texted, because that was like he first messaged me. He's like, "Yeah, my girlfriend told me about the show and come on."
like, oh, who's your girlfriend? Oh, Hannah? Oh, what's up, Hannah? I remember you.
yeah.
And then when we went and talked about our decade episode.
Oh
remember
yeah,
that? I'm
top
like,
of
oh, I felt because that was
yeah, that was a
before
good
we
episode.
talked about him, and I'm like, oh, I felt so bad I didn't even mention Hannah Perez in that fucking like.
Because
Now
we
I'm gonna
were,
go listen to it and get better.
because we were going through our school years. We
Yeah,
had
we were
the,
just going through like 6th through 12th grade.
we had our yearbooks out. We're like,
Wow.
We're like,
See,
oh,
I
look
told
at
you
this
I was
person.
invisible and I was friends with them.
I'm
I
like,
think you had
what?
signed both of our
This
yearbooks too. But we
person,
totally
this
just like
person.
shot
And I
by
still-
it.
No, I don't think she
High
signed
school.
mine. I don't think you signed
I
mine.
think I did.
Yeah,
Because I
Well,
had
one
you
of the
guys
four
got
of
at
them.
me all the time.
Yeah.
I know you're in one of mine, but yeah.
Chemistry?
But we talked about like some
Or no,
of
that
the,
was Aaron.
we talked about some of the worst people in our
Oh, God, I
grades,
wasn't
but
mentioned then.
but then we talked about some of the better ones, like the ones that we still hang out with. And I guess somehow we just totally forgot about Hannah Perez.
You know, I'm just invisible.
I wonder what episode that
No.
was. We have to go back.
It was the
There's a lot of people I
it
can
was
forget
the
about.
December. It was the second week in December.
Was it?
Yep.
Wow. Okay. I'll have to go back. and
Because it was the end of the decade one. We did like.
Well, we sure
there was,
wasn't
There's
closer.
two of them actually. We did like the beginning part. We did the first.
It wasn't the episode right before Christmas.
I'm looking this up.
Look it up. It would be in the bio.
Yeah.
But number 6, Columbia Heights.
That's in the cities.
Number 5, Virginia, which that one hurts
That's
me
in the
because
iron. That's in the
Virginia?
Iron Range.
Virginia Mountain Iron. That's where my niece was born.
Oh, okay.
That one hurts me.
Sister.
Yeah. St. Paul, number 4.
I hate St. Paul. There's
St.
nothing
Paul's
to do.
amazing though.
I just
Other
go.
than-
I just
other than-
hop off the exit, go to the XL Center, hop back
That's the
on,
only reason to
and
go
leave.
there is the Wild Games. That's it.
And that's why they put it right off the exit. So you
Yeah,
don't
it's
have
like
to-
literally you don't have to go that far in there.
Well, now they got Aliens Park, which is where the Minnesota United play. It's off.
Oh, yeah?
They have their own
off
stadium now?
Lexington.
Are you a soccer fan?
No, no.
No.
Yeah, they opened up tonight. I didn't know they had their own stadium now.
Yeah, it's fucking huge, dude.
It looks like
It's
an
a nice
alien. It
stadium,
looks like an
too.
alien spaceship. Hence-
It's actually a very nice stadium. I drove past it a couple times while it was being built, and it's very.
Yeah, I
nice.
think it's off Snelling or Lexington if you're going on 94 West.
Mm-hmm.
We got number 3, Brooklyn Center, Minnesota.
Yep, that's another suburb.
Number 2, Bemidji. I've been to Bemidji, yes.
And then North Minneapolis.
Number 1 is Waite Park.
Well, really? I thought really.
Maybe they just put Minneapolis all together. Like,
I mean, that's what it sounds like. Maybe.
People
They're all separate.
People
And
get
Wade
abducted
Park.
in North Minneapolis and are never seen again.
Waite Park, population 7,623.
What's the
On the-
criteria for grading this?
I don't know. I'm kind of
Who
reading.
fucking knows?
Are they just naming
Here-
random
here-
cities?
well,
Like,
here's a-
probably,
there's
it
a de-
probably is
here's a
criteria
de-
off of like the worst crime.
Well,
rate.
here's a description of why it's the worst. So, it might seem really odd to hear that Little Waite Park has the worst crime per capita in Minnesota,
Yeah,
a
so
suburb
fucking
of
crime.
a suburb of St. Cloud. This little city's issues with property crimes are a staggering 1 in 10.1 residents. Here was the victim of some type of report theft in 2020. That's just about as high as it gets nationwide. And yes, we're aware that is a huge amount of retail here, which might skew the numbers. But if you live in a place where people are stealing from stores and breaking into parked cars left and right, is that enjoyable? Probably not.
Absolutely not.
Besides very low household income and home values, everything else is average. Just remember to lock your doors when you go there. It's simply not a safe place at all.
If you've been to the south side of Chicago, that place makes Waite Park look like a safe haven. I had to spend a night in Joliet when I was going to see a Twins White Sox game. That was absolutely one of the worst experiences I've ever had.
Oh, there's a story of Chicago. We were down there for a Slipknot concert, and we were trying to get downtown or find the train to take us into downtown.
Which line did you take?
I don't care
Probably
about
the shit one.
Take the red line, that's the one you get killed on, just so you know.
But we were trying to find directions to get on the train, and we ended up in I don't know where exactly we were, but it was sketchy.
It was probably on the south side.
And so my aunt's car at the time, the passenger doors didn't lock. And the motherfuckers in the front seat went to get directions inside a gas station, left your boy outside in the car, and here comes a group of 3 hooligans out of the bushes with squirt guns, which I thought were squirt guns. They didn't have orange tips, but
So they may have been real.
they looked at me, and I was like holding the doors.
No, because they didn't lock. You would try pressing lock, but they would go down and come right back up.
Try wearing a Cubs jersey at midnight in a very, very ghetto neighborhood on the south side. And
It was just a white boy with a Slipknot shirt on.
White boy with a Slipknot shirt.
You're in White Sox territory, and the Cubs and White Sox hate each other like Crips and Bloods do.
They do.
It's like it's worse
Not
than
Cubs.
worse than Yankees and Red Sox in some
It is
parts.
bad.
Yeah.
Chair, right?
And I'm here in an Anthony Rizzo jersey, like 11 o'clock
Yeah,
at
that's
night
what do you
in
mean?
Joliet. Fortunately, my
There's
friend
a wall
here
right here.
is trying to bodyguard me because he's like the only ally I have. Some dickhead in a Mercedes pulls up, gives me the stink eye, and then just revs his engines because he notices that I'm being bodyguarded by another White Sox fan. That was sketchy.
Well,
Not to mention that there were wolves in the area too. The wolves in the neighborhood.
oh, that's nice.
More shower.
Oh yeah, there's a couple more shower thoughts.
No, I want the IKEA story.
Oh
shit,
shit!
yeah,
IKEA story.
IKEA story.
Like,
Are you talking about like the ride? Okay, so
tell it
You
all.
guys just said there was an IKEA story with these desks. I want to know what it is.
well, we went up
IKEA is
there.
a fucking zoo.
And so we were going on the south side of the Mall of America, and Ian goes, it should be right around this corner, right? I go, I don't know, you're the one that knows. So we pull up to the stoplight, it's underneath a bridge. He goes, should be right there. And I look that way, and it's literally just a gate.
In the parking
It's
lot.
a fucking fence, and it looks like a parking lot. He goes, it's where it used to be.
I
go,
thought
"What?"
so.
I go, what? Like, we drove all the way up here for a parking lot to be right here? He's like, yeah, I guess. They must have tore it down. Let me look on Google real quick.
And I whip it up, and then directions just like boop, boop, around the corner, and the big sign IKEA way.
Yeah, IKEA way, so we had to go like 2 more turns. But then once we actually get to IKEA, we go up, and we look at the sign, because I've never been to IKEA before. I crossed that off my fucking,
You don't want
my
to go
bucket
back there.
list.
Well, first I noticed you walk in, and it's like, you want to take a map and a marker? Like,
It had one of them golf pencils. I still have a couple of them in my car.
I'm like, why?
So, hold on, do I have the fucking...
I don't know. But I was
I have
thinking,
it in here, don't I?
I was thinking, why do we need this? And then we're like trying to find the desks area, and we're like,
It's somewhere in here.
we're walking, and there's arrows on the floor telling you where to go.
That's empty.
We're walking again.
Where's my IKEA paper? I swear it's somewhere.
I have the IKEA direction.
See directions, but where's like the actual paper?
I don't think I have the
No,
paper.
that's a map to a game. Oh, here it is. Here it is. Here it is. So you walk in, it's literally this map. It shows you this map, right? And we didn't even think about taking one. And so we're like, we got this. We've never been to IKEA before, but we got this.
How often does we got this actually turn out well?
You know, enough. Never.
When you're a college
It's
kid and you
empty.
think you know what you're doing,
I've never been to college, so I didn't.
you don't want to go to college. It's hella expensive.
So we walk in, the first thing we see is an escalator that goes up 2 floors, and we're like, well, we guess we gotta go that way. Start going up, and all of a sudden we see a map on the wall, we look at it, and it goes, you know, follow the arrows, and it shows you all the different compartments, so...
So what do we
the
think to
second
do?
floor, so it was like,
We went against the arrows.
so the arrows are like, okay, it goes living room, sofa beds, wall units, kitchen dining, workspace, bedroom, And we're like, okay, we need to get to workspace so that way we can see the benches.
We
or-
took
or
the
desks,
fucking
right?
longest.
So we need to get to the desks. That's the only reason we went up there. Is we needed 2 desks.
And
that
you
were
went for
50.
in a chair. You went
In a
for
chair.
I
I
think
need a
actually,
chair.
yeah, the chair came separate.
So we're like, okay. And we see 2 doors like this. We're like, we didn't even look down to see if there were any fucking arrows. Because at that point, we didn't know about them.
But then people are like, experienced IKEA members are walking our direction.
We're
We're like,
walking that
sorry,
way, and some are
excuse
walking
me.
this way. So we decided to take a left. Which, come to find out, is the wrong fucking way.
And you would think that,
As we're looking down, as we're walking that way, there's arrows coming towards us. We're like,
and you would think like,
going the wrong way.
you think, oh, we just took a wrong direction. It's fine. We'll just take. No, it's
No.
like you take a wrong way. You were in fucking Narnia in
Yeah,
IKEA.
it's bad.
It's
So
ridiculous.
we ended up going seasonal collectional, children's IKEA,
Yeah.
bedroom, and then workspace, and that's where we found our desks.
It's stores like IKEA that make me want to shop online.
It was bad. So
I mean,
then, so we're
it was
looking-
fun, but yeah.
So we're looking at the desks, and Ian's like, "Well, I like this one," and so I take a picture of the card of it.
And I had no idea how it worked. You read
Yeah.
it, so you had to take a picture of
You have to
the.
take a picture of whatever you're gonna buy and go down. It's right
Right over
there.
there.
The lights are on the outside of the hallway.
Okay.
Just so you're aware.
But yeah, so you have to take a picture of like the sign, and it says, "When you want this, go to aisle whatever in
Yeah.
the warehouse."
It's
And I didn't know this at the time.
so so for him I just took a random picture, and then we find the 2 that we like, or the one that we like, and we're gonna buy 2 of them. And then I find the chair that I like, and I take a picture of both the things that I like. And we're like, okay, let's get going. And now this time we're actually gonna follow the arrows and go the right way. So we end up backtracking back to the escalators. We go down to the first floor. And there's the cook shop, tableware, and all this. We end up going from fucking cookware
We
to
took
bathroom.
a shortcut, and I swear we ended up in what, Safari, because I
It
found an
was
IKEA Safari
it had
hat.
yeah, the IKEA Safari hat. It's literally just this bag made into a fucking safari hat.
Oh my god.
I was like,
I didn't even know I had that bag here till after I went to IKEA.
And then we were just walking, like, where the fuck are we? Like, people, and all of a sudden, boom, we're in this fucking, all of a sudden, like, warehouse of stacks high. And then
like-
all of a sudden, like, I'm like, where the fuck? I'm like, oh, this is how it works. And he's like, there's our fucking desk, just there.
So how IKEA works is it's literally you find what you want,
in the number, in the aisle.
the number of the aisle, and then you go into the warehouse and you take a cart and you pick what you want off the shelves, pretty much, in the warehouse. That's how it works. Ian's like, I thought we just take it off that, or go up there and tell them what we want.
I never.
I don't know what the fuck you thought we were doing, but yeah, you have to literally go find what you want and then take it up to cash.
You gotta go find what you want, and then go find what you want.
and then
take it
go
off
and
the shelf.
check out. And so, yeah, that's what we ended up doing.
Yeah, and then we're like, fuck, do we do it? We're here. Fucking
I know,
do
and I
it.
didn't want to drive all that way up to not get 2 desks.
And here we come with a side story. We're going to get a push cart. And
I felt so bad for this!
this fucking I'm gonna call it a partner of a person because this is what.
It was definitely a pocket person, let's be
So
honest.
there's this pretty scrawny chick.
She was smaller than me. Let's just say that.
And
Like,
she
I'm
was
a scrawny
short.
dude. I can push my weight around, of course, but
And
I'm tiny.
And I'm guessing it was her boyfriend. And he looked like probably like a football player, that fucking Marine
He was
motherfucker.
definitely a linebacker. And
That Mason Warsheim
And he's
dickhead.
pointing at that one, and she's like, fucking pulling it onto the cart. We're
She's
walking
doing
by.
all the work.
We're like, what the fuck is this? And we go get our cart. As we're pushing back, he's walking ahead of her, and she's like trying to push
She's
the pulley
trying
cart.
so hard to push this cart with like 4 different boxes on it that you can tell her.
I wanted to tell her, like, just fucking take his
and
Achilles
she's
out.
like struggling to push it. I felt so bad. I was about to.
Say something.
Why do people shop at that store in the first place if they know they're just going to spend 4 hours there?
Because
And
it marks a check mark off the bucket list.
you don't need it on your bucket list. It's a terrible store.
And then you get home and you
You
get
at least
this.
try the food when you're there.
We got
So
I got a
that's a
couch
size-
there for 50.
We were going. Well, I'm like, oh my god, we're spending this much money on a desk. Oh my god! And then there's a
It
big
was
sign.
like $100.
There was a
80 bucks,
giant
something
sign
like
that said 75-cent.
If
hot
what you're
dog.
looking for is at the beginning of the store, you have to walk through the entire fucking place before
that.
you
Yeah, you
finally.
literally have to start on the second floor and work your way down through everything. Yep. Say you wanted something in cookware, or wait, no, living room, which is literally the first room on the second floor. You have to go through 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, an escalator down, which had on the escalator ride down, it has things on the edges of like kids' toys all around.
Or toilet brush.
Damn
Or
Swedish.
toilet brushes, yeah, it's so weird. And then I don't even remember how many accounts over there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 things on the first floor. So like 20 some odd different sections. And then you have to go into the warehouse to find what you were looking for. With an aisle and a row and a fucking level up or whatever. Because it's like an actual warehouse.
Damn.
You go in, there's all the way up to the ceiling, 30 feet high.
Damn Swedish. They have to make everything so complicated.
You should go to IKEA. I've never been there.
No.
Just go and take a tour.
I got my couch from IKEA and it feels like shit.
Just bring a walkie-talkie.
If you guys go just to get a fucking Swedish meatball, it's fine.
We might just go back to eat.
Cause you walk in there, it's like food court.
Yeah, there's a
this way,
cafeteria at the beginning of the
showroom
store.
up.
Because they know you're going to be there for like 4 or 5 hours.
There was like a food court on each level. It's like in case you get lost, you can
Yeah.
find the food you're good.
That way you're at least.
They put it
not
right at the
gonna
beginning.
starve.
Yeah, they put it right at the beginning. Like you should probably get some food.
I wonder if IKEA allows people to shop online. That'd be easier.
I have no idea.
I know. I think you can go on there if you're missing parts. Did we have any extra? The IKEA.
We did not. We did not have the IKEA gratitude of having extra pieces.
You're sitting there like, what the fuck?
I know.
I mean, we did sit there and go,
those
what the
books
fuck?
were fucking challenging to look at.
Well, yeah. Let's just put pictures of fucking stick people. Not even stick people.
They're bubble people.
What is this glob of a motherfucker sitting there with wood and a fucking hammer? Oh, so yeah, the one
Oh,
that's
the hammer! The fucking hammer!
We need a flathead screwdriver, a Phillips head,
And a hammer.
and a hammer.
What the fuck do we need a hammer?
And then one of the directions it had like the little screw thing and it said hammer it in. Well, there was a plastic screw in and a metal screw.
I'm like, I could swear it was the metal one.
And
I
we're
started
hammering
in the metal one. I'm like, this is
And-
gonna break the fucking
And
table.
you
This
can just
can't
hear
be
the
it.
wood breaking and he's like, well, maybe it's the plastic. And then
And
he's
we
like,
look
"Oh."
over and we finally see the plastic one after about 10 minutes. We're like, that's definitely.
Yeah, and then we finally like, all right, let's just sort out this stuff. You know,
Because everything was just in a big old pile first. And then I took the Adam Savage way of sorting everything out before you start doing things. Because I remember Adam Savage, that's what he does before every Lego build he ever does. He always sorts everything out.
Who knew that being organized would help you?
Right? Exactly! It only saved 30 minutes on the second desk when I was putting it together.
30 minutes is a lot.
It saved a lot of time. Yeah.
Oh, goodness.
Ugh.
this has been an episode.
Yeah.
How long do we have?
Then we
An
went
hour
over.
and 30.
Hour and 30?
Yeah.
Yeah, why not?
Well,
Anything else we
anything
need?
else?
No more shower thoughts?
I mean, there is.
I mean, you know, I kind of got to get back home so I can get
Oh.
up in the morning, yeah.
Okay.
The man has spoken. Well, before we sign off for the night, anything else you just want to get out there about life, music, anything?
Quick reminder, show is, actually, what was I going to do? Oh, yeah, show is April 3rd, 8 p.m., Pure Rock Studios in Rochester, Minnesota. We will leave more information where? Can we leave more information on Spotify or wherever this thing is?
I
It'll
will.
be in the description.
In the description,
Okay.
I'll drop it in the description, and once you post up, I'll share it on the podcast
Also,
Facebook
Lucas
page.
Horvath's new album, my new album, Buttercup, available on Amazon Music, Google Play, iTunes, Spotify, wherever you get your shit. Go check it out.
Up.
Behind the high school after hours.
Sounds dangerous.
It does.
Yeah.
That's why I don't go
No,
there.
no, not dangerous. No.
No.
Perfectly safe.
All right. Well, for Blake over in the corner,
Woohoo!
Hannah over here, Lucas sitting across from me, I'm Ian. This has been a great show, and I hope you all listen to it. Talk to y'all later. Peace out.
Bye!
You're still here. It's over. Go home.